Armistice Day on November the 11th is a national holiday in France, and local parades are held across the country. For Fabien Angelman, the mayor of the small town of Hayange in the region of Lorraine, the ceremony marking the end of the First World War is the perfect opportunity for a celebration of national pride, hailing France, its people and its history.
It's very important to continue to remember these men who gave their lives for our fatherland. The passage of time makes no difference. We will still remember them in 200 years.
The mayor is still so young, but he really puts his heart and soul into it. It's wonderful. He finds just the right words. He always says the right thing for all the patriotic associations.
Angelman has set about cleaning up the streets and boosting the police force. Foreigners, he says, must adapt to the French way of life or leave. He sees many parallels between the public mood in France and the US.
People are angry because their voices are not being heard. It's always about minorities. Today, everyone is catering to the minorities. But what about ordinary white people who live a modest life? It's the white working class that voted for Trump.
Angelman himself comes from a working class background. He started out as a left-wing trade unionist before switching to the National Front. He's sympathetic to those who have lost their jobs in the demise of France's steel industry. But immigrants are a thorn in his side, although they number just a few dozen in Hayange. That animosity was something the charity Secours Populaire soon experienced. It's been working in Hayange for over 30 years, helping immigrants and the poor. But the mayor has now terminated the charity's rental contract.
These are our facilities. The mayor has cut off our electricity and heating. Here we have food supplies, flour, mashed potatoes, applesauce, and tinned food. This is our clothes store. We sell the things very cheaply.
The charity says Angelman doesn't want migrants to be attracted to Hayange and so opposes services that provide for them.
At Secours Populaire, we don't look at where people come from, what the color of their skin is. We ask them what their problems are, what they need. Are they hungry? Are they cold? Mr. Angelman only wants us to help the real French people, as he'd call them. He accuses us of supporting migrants and refugees.
Secours Populaire has collected more than 6,000 signatures calling on the mayor to allow the charity to continue using the building, but the mayor remains unrepentant.
The Secours Populaire has always been a political movement. Right from the start, they've done nothing but sling mud at the National Front.
Local news editor Lucie Bouvarel says Angelman is playing a dangerous game, deliberately inciting hatred towards migrants.
The mayor just needs a scapegoat, and he's chosen the migrants, who have never posed even the slightest problem here in Hayange. They've become the boogeyman for the local people who are also poor. It's insidious, and it's very worrying.
Angelman has been tireless in his efforts to turn Hayange into a model town of the National Front. In other towns, right-wing mayors have lost their jobs through economic mismanagement. But Angelman runs a tight ship. His predecessor had planned to renovate the town hall at great expense, but he's put the project on hold. He's hoping his efforts will pay off in presidential elections next May. He believes the media opposition to his party is a good omen, and once again draws parallels to the US election.
The media are part of the political establishment. Donald Trump's election victory is a kick in the rear for the establishment. The media wanted to discourage voters in the U.S. They told them that Hillary Clinton was in front so that they would lose hope and not bother voting. But what happened was exactly the opposite. I'm convinced that Marine Le Pen will also win a surprise victory here.
Angelman is one of the few members of the National Front that even speaks to the media. Most remain silent. They don't want any faux pas that could undermine their mission to rule France.